So I'm very interested in how social communication works.
Anonymity and an openness to the figure.
In body language, and I'm working with this in my art now. So from an early age, I found myself in various social structures, like family, sports, school, activist groups, friend circles, shared housing, and so on. And I found it interesting because in all those different structures, there are kind of unwritten rules how to behave. So I was analyzing them and very interested in them. Also, I found out that I could read body language that others are missing. So that makes me very interested in body language, and I'm working with this in my art now. So I'm very interested in how social communication works. And also, so this involves like a collective social trauma and anxiety. It's not about my personal one, but more social issues like the consequences of social injustice and discrimination. So in many of my paintings you see interiors. Like part of the context is also the objects around who are depicted in my paintings. For example, mobile devices like phones or laptops. You can communicate with them through them, but at the same time sometimes they stop you from communication in the moment with other people. So it's both. And they also, the plants often they give like more the feeling of the inner person or the inner part of the person, of the people. So there are they're often shares, empty shares. They are symbolizing an absence of people, which is also part of a communication if there's an absence or not. And it's different if there's only one person in the painting or two or even more. So if they are communicating or not, in a certain way they are. So it's also, it makes a difference how people are interacting, but both of them, for example, if there's one person who is shouting to another one and the other one is like put down, okay, you see this is a dominance, like this is an act of violence. But if the other person, like the second one, is looking away, the dominance shifts.
That what I find the most interesting about Luan Lamberty's painting is how he uses color, but not just in a flat way, but also in a structured way. So he goes from very flat blue surfaces over to textured green masks, which both brings in or pulls in your gaze. It gives something else to look at, and it keeps it interesting. The color is also in direct opposition to his themes. They lure you in with a certain sense of lightness, but then when you actually look beyond the blues, the greens, the yellows, the oranges, you discover a complete new world, from empty chairs, people in slouching body positions on a table by themselves, people interacting with outlines of other people. You start to think beyond that what you actually think that you're seeing in first glance. You start to reevaluate your first impression. The paintings still seem light and joyous, but they have depth to them. A further quality to the images can be brought in by opening windows, looking at TV screens, laptop screens, phone screens. The open windows and the screens can become a way of transferring yourself into a different realm, or a way to just hide away, to get your mindset in complete different space. You're both here and there, just as a figure can be there and just an outline of a figure.
So in my painting, I use vibrant colors. You see a coziness, also humor, but I also have depth, a sadness, depression, anxiety, and both of them belong together. Some people only see one part, but it's like life. Both sides always working together.
What is really interesting to note as well is that Luan never actually paints a specific person. That has nothing to do with his artistic quality or his ability as a painter or portrait artist. But it rather brings a certain anonymity and an openness to the figure. This person could be anyone you know. It is ageless, classless, genderless. He just opens up the ground for everyone to see themselves in that figure.
C'est ça l'idée.
Even though the light is coming from outside, so normally the shadow is in the other direction, but yeah, and maybe I'm going to... Et le rouge, là, j'avais... C'est là...
C'est le rideau.